back, guys. Hey, there's a lot of you here. And, all right, so, as you know, I'll say hello to everyone after we do a quick little lesson. So if you are watching the replay, we're going to talk about Led Zeppelin, my favorite riffs. And I feel like I have something in my tooth. Nope. Okay. So, everyone who's talking, I'll say hi to you in a couple minutes. But first, I just want to talk about two of my favorite Zeppelin riffs. Now, before I get into this, I will let you know, I like to listen. I like to listen to the guitar parts of any song. Like really listen, rewind. And when I look up tabs, sometimes the tabs are right, sometimes the tabs are wrong. Sometimes they're half right, sometimes they're half wrong. Sometimes I'm half right, sometimes I'm half wrong. So, this one riff I'm going to open up with and talk to you about is one of my favorite riffs because it's like it's really boring, like 99% of an E minor pentatonic, but it is so unique. So I'm going to play it really quickly. I know I'm going to screw it up. Let's get distortion on because Let's see. I just want to see who the first person to get this. Now I will tell you, it's later. It's later in the Led Zeppelin years. It's later in the Zeppelin years. Let's see. So most of you guys nailed that. It's in the evening. And the reason I just love that riff. When I heard it, I was like, man, like it's so later in the years, and like I could tell it had this pentatonic bass to it. But you're just like, again, Jimmy Page coming up with some solid stuff. After you write 5 or 6 albums of nonstop riffs, you still got it. So I just want to go over this riff in person to show you this to you, and also just how you can kind of throw some solos in the middle if you're bored of playing it, how to groove on this, all right? So, really quickly, what's really cool is the riff. If I were to play this just in pentatonic, so there's one note that's not in the pentatonic, it's in the minor scale that it comes from. My hair is like puffy at the back here. It looks terrible. Anyway, so we had this. If I was going to play this in the pentatonic, I'd have... Now, I do have this F sharp here, which is in the minor scale. Okay, but you have this pentatonic riff. Oh, sorry. And you can see I'm just playing on the 2nd fret and 4th fret. But what does he do? He takes the middle finger on the G string 2nd fret and he plucks and slides to that B, that 4th fret. And he plays the open B string together with it, so you get this unison type sound. You can hear that rocking. Alright, so far, all pentatonic. Alright, hey Andrew. Then there's something so cool, and if you're a fan of Led Zeppelin, you can really see him doing this in concert. Where now, what I mean to say is you can like understand his moves. On the album, he has a whammy bar. He probably has a Bigsby, and he gets this, but we can't do that. We don't want to bend our neck too much, and we can't go boom. So what we're going to do is open G. Open G, 4th fret D, 2nd fret D. But it's fast, and you want to come up on that G string. So it's going to sound like this. Like that, and now he's going to play it up here, 2, 2, 5, 2, and again, like, okay, listen, these guys knew this stuff way before me, but like you can see this. Again, the Never Lost, it's not like Never Lost is like the way to be, it's just that there's these pentatonic patterns occurring everywhere, so there it is. So now we have this. The second one is just, and if you want to grab your guitar gently and push on your neck, you get a little wobble. So I know he had a Bigsby. I know he had the whammy bar. We don't got those. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But you shouldn't. you shouldn't not be able to play a Zeppelin song based on that. So now, hello from Australia. But really quickly, if you know, this is an E minor, so if you want to practice soloing in between the riffs, which I love doing because the art of soloing is really based on timing and the drummer moving. Now, this is not in the song. First of all, the solo that he does in the song is outstanding. The guitar solo in the evening is absolutely raw and awesome, and it's really ranked up there for one of my favorite solos. Now, what you can do though is in those breaks you can throw in any E minor pentatonic you want to, and just, you know, so when you're practicing and there has to be someone like accidentally in the room next door and they're going, "Whoa, do you hear him?" Or her, you know, you can be going like. Anyway, so that's my one of my favorite Zeppelin riffs. Number 2. All right, number 2. Before we begin, on number 2, there's you know, I hate looking things up. I think that you find you know, I don't know what all of you do for a living, but whatever you do for a living, you know, when you're trained to do something and then you got to like look at a reference and the reference doesn't compute with what you know, it's like, wait, am I wrong? Are they wrong? Like, what am I missing, right? So I don't like to look a lot of things up because I do trust myself, which I think is like really cool. And if I am wrong, if I am wrong, I'm like, oh, hey, I'm wrong, right? You know, like that. Hey, look at that, I was wrong. But this riff here is really based in this A minor type thing, A minor, A Dorian type thing. Let's see. I'm not gonna play the riff. I'm gonna play the lead-in. Let's see. I drink wine for a living. Let's see. It's going to be a dead giveaway. Again, later in the years. But this isn't the riff I'm talking about. I'm talking about what comes next. But this is the teaser. Let's see. Anyone? Now, that's the halfway through. There we go. In the Light. So if you haven't caught on, two of my favorite riffs are In the Evening and In the Light. Total coincidence. Now, that's just an A minor blues scale with this major 7th. Okay, so instead of hello, Cheddar. Hello. So now, I'm adding the major 7. So you get this. Let's give Marcel. Now the fun part. Now, for all of you guys who know the song In the Evening, I gotta show you this. Now, I haven't seen this on the tab, and I think it's so... Maybe I could be wrong. I haven't looked at a lot of tabs. But there's such a quintessential note, and I want to show this to you. So I'm putting my treble on, and here's the riff. Like... So let's talk about that. Hopefully you guys are familiar with it. But I'm going to start right off the bat. We have with the ending piece. We have this bum 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 bum, and that last note, you hear it clear as day on the album, ringing like boom. And people are going to say play the 5th fret. No, sorry. They're going to say play the 5th fret or the 10th fret like this. They're going to say the riff is. And that ain't right, because this note is a G, which is the same exact note as your open G. Now, what makes this riff really hard is that first finger stays planted on the 7th fret. So let's go over this riff and we can play this together. You have the open A, bum, bum, 7th fret of D, which happens to be an A. You're going on a piano from the low A, bum, 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 to a higher A, okay? Bum, bum, bum. And now, 10th fret of the A, back to your first finger. 9th fret of the A, 8th fret, you're going to come down and lay down that finger on the 7th fret of the high G, 7th fret of the G, high G. So you have... Take note of the shiny lights coming off my pickup. No, I'm just kidding. Take note of that plucking pattern. Down, down, up. Start, nope. Down, down, down. Down, up. Down, up, Am I right there, Juan? I lied to you. Down, 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 up, down, down, up. Okay. And now we're going to end with the 8th fret of the A string, 7th fret of the A string, and you're going to pluck, while this note is ringing, you're going to pluck the open G. Really, Ian? There it is. And those are two of my favorite, not my ultimate favorite, but two of my favorite Led Zeppelin riffs, because, you know, this stuff is later in their career, and you hear this stuff and you go, man, those are still catchy tunes. And like me and Sean Daniels say, you know, Jimmy Page, he's such an excellent guitar player, but his riffs are attainable. It's not like you're playing Dream Theater. You're playing Led Zeppelin, but you're playing them. So that riff is one of my favorite riffs. I mean, the whole song is just this big crescendo to that moment, like bam, 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 and then John Bonham comes in. It's fantastic. So practice those two riffs. See if that makes sense. Yeah, Jimmy Page isn't real. So if you're watching the playback, you can leave now. The lesson's over. Now I'm going to talk to the Stitch Meth Heads. I said it again. All right, Monty, I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you? I'll answer any questions right now. I've got a couple minutes, so this is the Q&A part. Zepp is more fun anyway. Yeah, hello from Colorado. This is great stuff. Hello, Citizen Kane. Well, it's my favorite movie, by the way. How many guitars do you own, Ian, and which one is your go-to guitar? Hold on. I am a Ween fan. Which one's my go-to guitar? You know, if I'm if I'm playing Fish, it's my Fred Ernesto, right? It depends. If I'm playing Fish, it's my Fred Ernesto. If I'm playing the Grateful Dead, it's my Deadbolt by Fred Instruments, you know. If I'm playing some Led Zeppelin, I'm going to go to my Les Paul. If it's in the middle of the night and I wake up, my PRS hollow body that you guys are familiar with is like the easiest one that like I just pick up. It's like super lightweight. It's right next to my bed. So I gig in some bands. I am going to the Orlando and Fort Lauderdale Dead shows. So if you're going to be there, please say hi. Please, please, please say hi. Which guitar did you bring with you during the hurricane craze? This guy. I mean, I love all my guitars. I brought this guy. This is the guitar that my dad bought for me 25 years ago, right? This is it right here. Ticks for getting out of a box of bathtub gin. Ooh, I should make a video of a bathtub gin because that's a C Mixolydian following the core tones. This is a 92. This is a 1992 Les Paul. Have you ever listened to any Widespread Panic? You know, I don't get upset. I have. I'm just something I can't. I don't like hate on them at all. It's just I just don't get into them. You know, I don't know why. Fish and the Grateful Dead to me are like the epitome. I know Jimmy's a great guitar player. I know it. And I feel bad. I'm not crapping on anything. It's just that's it. Hello from New York. I'm from New York originally. Where in New York are you? Riot 609. Chili water. I'm gonna write that down. Chili water. It's funny you mentioned. Okay. In the mind of Jimi Hendrix Voodoo Child. I'll tell you about that really quickly before. Wait. I was at Whole Foods today, and I heard this voice, and I turn around, and it's the father of a student who I probably stopped teaching 2 or 3 years ago, and it was awesome because not for nothing. Like I'll tell you this, like I got this kid a scholarship. Like I got this kid a scholarship into playing guitar into 2 colleges, and you know, I didn't really hear from the dad. He phoned me and said, hey, man, we did it. We got him in. He got a ride to this school. And then I was like, great, but I never heard. And then it was great to catch up because I'm like, well, he's like, well, he got a second scholarship. And sure enough, he's like in this like jazz performance piece thing. It was just really so cool to run into one of my students or the fathers who put so much of his time and money into his kid's education. And I was so like flattered that I helped him out. But hey, man, I saved them hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'll keep talking for a little bit. What other questions we got out there? And then thank you so much for being here. You guys are great, and my nose is running a little bit. I think it's allergies again. Anyway, nobody there? All right, I'll keep on talking. Let's see. I opened up with this video with a little composition I'm working on. Ian, please save me hundreds of thousands of dollars. I can do that for you. Yes, I do. Carlos, hello. I love your channel. I'm not even a musician. Thank you, Justin. That's very nice. Grief, I don't know. Any original stuff? Yeah. Okay. So, well. Okay. So, you know what? I'm gonna screw this up terribly. I'm gonna screw this up. Hold on for 1 second. I'll play some stuff originally. Let me just slow everything down. I'm gonna screw this up like tremendously. Give me 1 second. I gotta get the chord progression. Nope. Give me 1 second. Screw that up again. Just getting my looper down. Nope. Oh my god. Hold on for 1 second. If I can just get this chord progression. This is so funny live, and I'm trying to like get this Nope, I can't get it. Hold on. I'm really like frustrated because this is one of my originals, but yeah, pressure, right? But here, I'll give you another one. Let me see if I can do this. It's all about getting the chord progression out for me. There it is. Anyway, these are cool, like, I'm trying to, oh my god. Right? Something like that. Anyway, I have all these different riffs I'm working on, blah, 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 blah. I missed half the questions. Sorry that was so boring for you. That was just one thing that's very, like, transient. I like very transient, like, stuff. Sorry, you're literally the best teacher on YouTube. Thank you so much. Sorry I ignored you, and I was just, you know, I wasn't prepared to play stuff. I don't play stuff. Months. Thank you. Adam, that's a very, very nice comment of you. I'll keep answering questions. Somebody said, what's my favorite Eagles song? I don't know. Life in the Fast Lane? Hotel California, love. Favorite Ween song? Oh, man. Favorite Ween song? Voodoo Lady? What song is that? Yes, Cheddar, you endorsed me. You gave me a great endorsement, and that was great. I loved it. I should put that on my channel. It's a Voodoo Lady, yeah. Video for Push. Wait, the song with Sean Daniel? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Joe Walsh fan? Yes, I'm a Joe Walsh fan. My wife and I went to go see Joe Walsh a couple days. Actually, he was the opener for Tom Petty when I last saw Tom Petty, so now I'm all depressed. Thanks. What was your biggest hurdle learning to play guitar? All right. Is it Jan or Jan? And I apologize. No, thank you. My biggest hurdle. Okay. My biggest hurdle, and I will be... Okay, this is a great question. For anyone who's making this far on the replay, this is kind of like... This is big stuff, okay? My biggest hurdle was... I would put Trey Anastasio and Jerry Garcia and Jimmy Page on these, like, sublime... pedestals. Now they're still on there, but like mentally, like when you're down here as a human who's like looking at this thing like what is this thing, right? And then you go to like 31 Fish shows and you see Page and Plant live and you're listening to Jerry Garcia and you're going, my god, like how they do it has to be a magical connection. And so you're putting my biggest hurdle was I didn't know this, but I was putting distance between me and my goals just by separating the fact that I was here and they were there. And then, that took like 15 years of my playing away. I played and played and played, but there was always that thought of like, how are they doing this? Isn't making sense. And then when I had that epiphany that I speak about, what reached past, and blues connecting us through difficult times. Oh man, that's awesome to hear. Aristotle, whatever that was. Sorry, I know I got distracted. Aristilius, that's really nice to hear, man. That's cool. That makes me feel awesome. And I'm sorry that your father passed away, but I'm glad you're connected with the blues. So, to get back, what I want to say is don't put your heroes on pedestals. These are guys that didn't do it. They were just obsessed with the music and they became really well. So don't distance yourself between where you are and where you want to be, all right? Because, that was my biggest hurdle. All of a sudden I realized, like, no, I could do this. Like, I can do this. And once I figured out how it was done, I was like, oh my god, it's like easier than you think. It's much easier. It's a whole different world. It's not how good am I as a musician. It's how good am I at actually, like, understanding logical progressions and logical things. So anyway, Cheddar Kung Pao, he built pedestals for Sean. All right, no, Sean would love to be on a pedestal. Fastest and technical Spanish guitar player in the world on YouTube. Okay, everybody go check him out. That's awesome. Hot Rats is great. I was listening to Hot Rats in my car. You helped me a lot to play, break it down. Cool, thank you. Jimmy Page is God, except the now. Who is the most underrated guitarist? Ooh, I'm making. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Underrated. Okay, so I was just having this conversation with one of my students. Now, I know you're going to be like, he's not underrated, but I think I'm going to change the question. Two of the most stealthiest guitar players are James Taylor and Paul Simon. Like, I don't think a lot of people really understand how, not songwriting, I'm talking technical. I'm talking, like guitar playing prowess. Those two guys sneak it in. You don't even realize it because it's more about their vocal lines, but, how do I feel about John Mayer in The Dead and Company? Cam, do you want my honest opinion on this? Do you want my honest opinion so you can show this to John Mayer? And be like, look what this guy said about you. All right, so what's my honest opinion about... Jerry Cantrell is great. Jerry Cantrell, very good. All right, so John Mayer, as you know, is an excellent guitar player. I mean, the guy's just sick. I am seeing Dead and Company in Orlando and in Fort Myers. So I can in a little bit, but John Mayer, he's awesome, and he's awesome. He's so good. And I'm going to use a terrible analogy here. I'm going to use a terrible analogy, and you've heard me say it before. John Mayer is by far the best stand-in for Jerry that band has ever had, by far. But he's still like the methadone version of Jerry. It has hints of Jerry. It's very well done, and it gets you by, but it's like the methadone version of Jerry Garcia. And it is very enjoyable to be there. It is very enjoyable to watch. It's just that Jerry Garcia, my wife and I were just talking about this, no, I'm not crapping on John Mayer, okay? Like, the thing is Jerry Garcia was so relaxed in his approach. He just got there and was relaxed. And my wife actually said this. He was so relaxed when he went to his solos. He was just like, hey, this is me. And you can see John Mayer like, oh, man, like, and so, he plays, he's himself. He's not Jerry. He plays well with the Dead. He does. I'm not crapping on him. He's the best stand-in they ever had. It's just when you're a huge Jerry Garcia fan, nobody's going to be Jerry Garcia, but he's like the methadone version, so he's, he does the job, and I'm going to be so excited to be the two shows. There are some big shoes to fill. Bonamassa is the man, but Bonamassa's the man, but I have these, I don't know why, like, how Sean Daniels says that he's a contrarian. I had this thing against like child prodigies, because they're awesome when they're children, but then they grow up and they're playing exactly the way they did when they were 13, but now they're 40. And so I heard Joe Bonamassa 20 years ago, and I went, yeah, that's look at that guy, he's awesome, but he shreds, he's great, but he's doing the same thing, and it's the same blues, and I listen to it, and he's mean, So anyways, that's that. That's my feeling. Does Neverlost system work with a major pentatonic? Carlos, yes. If you go to my channel, I have a major Neverlost system. So you can check it out. Oh my god. Hold on. Somebody, okay, I can't. You guys are going too fast. Okay, Willie Nelson is. Oh, Willie Nelson's amazing. He was just in town. I didn't get a chance to see him. Willie Nelson's a great guitar player. Rory Gallagher. Rory Gallagher is actually very, very, very good. I was listening to a couple songs. I was going to do an In the Mind of. My next In the Mind of or Masters of Melody. I don't know which one. Is going to be a very unique guitar solo. And yes, I'm going to the Orlando Dead and Company show, Brian. I'll see you there. Just give me a hug, not a punch. Just a hug. Neverlost Change. Oh, Neverlost Change Your Lives. That's great. Dwayne Allman. Dwayne Allman was great, but he, in a very limited time, he was great. He was Dwayne Allman. I mean, come on. What's the second masterclass happening? Ooh, about a week and a half. Everything's done. So, yeah. Okay. So I had a. Everything's done. Stitch, is that a new shirt? No, this is like the original prototype for the Stitch Method shirt. Have you ever listened to him? Check him out. Eddie Hazel. Yeah. Yeah. Maggot Brain, right? Didn't he do Maggot Brain? Did you close your pool or do you leave it open? I leave it open. It's Florida. It's Johnny Winter's great. You guys are just listing guitar players. Okay, let's talk any other questions. Let's see. Can you do some more Pink Floyd? I can. And more Page. Yeah, no problem. Santana. I can do some Santana stuff. Eric Johnson's just too much for me. I mean, Cliffs of Dover is awesome. If any of you guys are wondering where that melody, that is literally the same exact song as Sweet Child of Mine. It's G, C, and D. It's the same arpeggios, just in a different permutation. So get on that. Look for the G, C's, and D's in that. Celebration Day is amazing. That's a great GNL or Fender. GNL. Peter Green, yeah. Sablo Day is awesome. Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Okay, you guys are listening. You want to list guitars? I'll list guitarists. You guys are too funny. Before I go, any other questions? We're about at the half-hour mark. Oh, dinner with Trey or Jimmy Page. Dinner with Trey Anastasio or Jimmy Page. God, I don't know, man. That's hard. Let me think about that. They're pretty close to full. They are, and I'm feel. Yeah, you think I'll have a chance with Trey? That'd be amazing. I don't think the thing is like if I ever like sat down with them, all I do is be like, hey, thank you so much for inspiring me. We talk a little bit about guitar, and then I want to know more about themselves as like a person. They're probably sick of talking about music, and why would they answer to me? Anyway, but I don't know. Let me think about that until next week, okay? I don't have lessons on DVD. I have Blues Masterclass 2 coming out in about a week. I'm very excited. It's not... Oh, Blues Masterclass 2, by the way, it's not like anything huge. It's the continuation with a little bit of just extra stuff at the end, okay? Just all that. I don't want any hype. Like, it's not like it's been so long and it's going to be amazing. No, it's just part 2, and it just has a little bit extra stuff. It's just the timing delay has been crazy. Do you think Trey watches your videos on Jerry stuff? No. Maybe. I don't know. Can you do... Yes, I'm going to have a Cage masterclass. Because the way I teach Cage is very different from everything I've seen. So it's going to be a masterclass because you got to keep it tidy. Okay, one box, right? Open up the box. Like, whoa, Cage chord system. Look at that thing. That's awesome. We'll fix your marriage or Ian will give you... Cheddar Kung Pao. I feel like you need to be like... We need to have a podcast so we can just talk back and forth. Improvisational... Miller Mullaney. All right, before we get going, improvisational ideas for a beginner. Let's just talk about that, okay? I want to talk to you. I have a method of teaching. Stitch method, right? I have a method of teaching, and so Jimmy, do you like stuff, Jimmy? Listen, I have a method of teaching. And I want to see, I might have said this once or twice in a live feed. I might have said it on a Stitch Method video. I have 100 of so of them, so I don't remember anything. What is rule number 1? And when I say rule number 1, I mean like it is the most important rule. What is rule number 1 of the pentatonic scale? Like that's the most important thing you have to realize, okay? That if you don't live by rule number 1, you're not playing guitar. So what is rule number 1? There it is. Jonathan Nelson. Just got it. Where is it? Jonathan Nelson. It never sounds bad. Now, I don't say it like that. It's funny. What I say is it always sounds good. So don't say it never sounds bad, even the same thing. The pentatonic always sounds good. All right, give me somebody give me a key, some sort of key to solo in. Go ahead. I'll first one pop up. That's legit. Let's see. F minor. Ben. Jesus Christ. Here we go. Hold on. Okay. Here is an F minor jam. All right. This is for beginners. The pentatonic never sounds bad, or it always. Edward, very funny. Okay. It always sounds good. So, if it always sounds good, you have to trust it, and you have to trust the fact that it always sounds good, so you want to work on your technique, you want to work on your ideas, you want to work on your flow, you want to work on everything in that pentatonic, your technique, your timing, your directions, everything. The pentatonic always sounds good. It's rule number one. There's not one guitar solo that doesn't have a pentatonic shell, because pentatonics are the shells of major and minor scales. So before somebody goes, blah, 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 major scale, like, no, it's all pentatonics. I mean, it's a pentatonic with added notes. So you need to learn how to trust your pentatonic, okay? Just like you trust your phone alarm to go off every morning because you got to make your kids breakfast at 6:02 in the morning, right? You trust that thing. Okay, so you got to trust this. You got to trust this. And so you want to sit and you want to have that relationship with the pentatonic. Now, look at that. I have a love-hate relationship with the pentatonic scale. Of course you do, because there's a lot to do with it. Scales don't save the day. Scales do not save the day. Scales are a series of notes that are strung together. You got to apply them with the stitch method. Hey, what's up? It sounds good enough that I have gotten past the Form 1 and the Masterclass that I'm forever improving. Awesome. That's great to hear. All right, so now, just add the flat 5 and the major third. Let's see what it sounds like. We're going to add a flat 5 and the major third. Idea. All right, so anyway, I'm going to get going soon. I hope that this is fun. Watch the replay if you missed the lesson portion. If all else fails, go to Form 1, A minor. In any key, just go to A minor. No, but listen, Form 1 is a reality. I mean, that's a reality of guitar playing, and you can see it. So, yeah, that's that. Oh, nice. Hold on. I needed these. I was hunting for those. Good. Okay. So yes, yeah. Masterclass 2 is actually really on its way, and it should be out soon. It has to go through a process of like clearing. Anyway, yeah. Well, actually, I use Diodarios a lot, but I had this Ernie Ball pack that I was looking for from a long time ago. It's amazing how you didn't make it sound robotic like we all do. That comes from being smooth. That comes from trusting in it and having ideas. And saying, well, I'm in a playing field that can't sound wrong, so let me try my idea. Don, good to see you. That was very funny. So I wish I could hook you up with Masterclass Part 1, but I don't even have like coupons for it. Like, Masterclass Part 1 is still available on Udemy, udemy.com. Thanks, man. Oh, Phil, that was very nice of you. Very nice to hear. I'm glad looking okay. Gotta take that step from playing notes to playing music. You do. And Greg, what you gotta do is you gotta close your eyes and you just gotta trust in it first. At first it's boring, and because you're doing the same thing, but you have to understand, like, you can't do any wrong. So what you want to do you break down the 5 positions? Yes, in the Masterclass video I break down in Masterclass 1 and Masterclass 2 coming very, very soon, I promise. All 5 positions of the pentatonic are broken down for blues playing. And just let you know, it's an awesome class, okay? So, anyway, I don't know where I was, but I'm enjoying talking to you guys right now. So what else is there? I'll spend another 5 minutes. Why not? Hey, Brandon. The Martin Retros are nice too. I haven't played the Martin Retros. I do have acoustic. The diatonic major scale is comprised of the 1, 4, and 5 pentatonic scales overlap. Very important. Ooh, good observation. All positions of modes lessons. No. Hold on. Daniel Lane Music. How are you, buddy? I don't think of modes in those positions, really. Because it's all the major scale. So you gotta know your major scale. And then you just gotta start on another note. Because you want to know your options. Anyway, maybe I will. Oh, hey, Tom, it's a great course. Look, you'll get your check in the mail. He's talking about Masterclass 1. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Any insights on open tunings or slide? Nah, I'm not really an open tuning or slide guy. How and what to practice with a metronome? Oh, okay, Keener 92. How to practice with a metronome? Don't. I will say you want to practice. You want to practice to drum tracks. But one of my students, I'm going to make somebody rich off of this. But one of my students bought a metronome that is like a watch that clicks. And you can feel the beat, or you can sit on it, and sorry, but you can get there. But I rather metronomes click, click, click. They're boring. But if you have a YouTube drum beat that you can practice to, so you can practice it. Sorry, I thought I'd turn my thing off. I'm getting notifications. Okay, so the quick review of those Zeppelin riffs, just in case you missed it. Number 1 was in the evening. In the light. Yes, he did. See, there it is. Did he use the whammy bar? I talked about that. He did use the whammy bar. We don't got none. So you gotta kind of make it up. And that's what I did. So there we go. Hendrix and SRV rhythm. Well, yeah, that's an idea. The looper. That's a nice looper. Would you recommend beginners to start off with bar chords or pentatonic scales? Pentatonic scales first and work towards bar chords. Do you use the form 2 relative major? One from your brown-eyed girl trick. I don't really use form 2 for major. I use form 1 for major. Because every pentatonic is a major and a minor. My hair looks terrible. Let's just pull it back like this, right? Let's go back to normal Ian without the hair in the back. I don't associate form 2. Do you like Perpetual Groove? I've heard Perpetual Groove. Here, but you know what? Here, I'll show you one last song. This is this is the song I opened up with, but I'll build it for you. This is on the loop, but let's see. I'll go out with this one. I'm gonna do let's see. This is a little thing I'm working on. It was what I started with, by the way. That's a little tidbit of a song I'm working on. I really like groove music, man. I love like pulsing groove, transient stuff. That's my stuff. Loosen your channels so we can use them as backing tracks. Yeah, maybe I can. Hey, Jason, how you doing, man? Jason Ackerman, one of my private students. Visually possible double stops and 1/4 would be awesome. Masterclass 2. Oh, Masterclass 2 is funny, Caitlin. Masterclass 2 has a blues song that I wrote, and like the entire thing, and I show you how to play it note for note so you can see like all the stuff from Blues Masterclass 1 and 2, like working double stops, major third, minor thirds, chord stuff. Actually, here, I'll show you. This is, why am I going to do this? Why am I doing this stuff? I should just go. Let's see. This is, I'm going to screw it up. This is a little bit of the blues song that I have in Masterclass 2 that I wrote, and everything is explained in it. So it's like, what the heck? Oh, okay, I thought okay, I remember it. That thing, the whole thing. The whole thing is explained in depth of what the heck is going on there. And you can see it all working and understanding. I was just using a tube screamer effect. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. And I'll see you guys later. I gotta go cook pancakes right now for breakfast. Yeah, I gotta go. All right. All right, thank you so much for being here, guys. I hope I answered some of your questions. Sorry, you can watch in the replay. Have a great day. Pancakes. Good morning. Sweet. Thanks. Good day. No, not the munchies. Not yet. Bye, guys.